this concept of science-based target initiative, right? Which means if you want to respect the 1.5 degrees, let's say maximum global warming, you need also to engage across the value chain. And the example of Epson with the suppliers is a great one.
Some people may be unaware of that typical consumer goods generate a far greater environmental impact than in-house operations.
That's right. The hidden impact in consumer goods is deeper in the supply chain than at the final manufacturer. And so when we're talking about greenhouse gas emissions, there's those scope 1 and 2 emissions that you as a final manufacturer are in charge of. But then when you talk about your supply chain and that 80% that's embedded in the supply chain, that's where things get complex. And that relationship with suppliers is so important, and building that trust and that communication to encourage and support data collection, strategy around greenhouse gas emissions, goal setting, all of those things that need to happen in the supply chain to reduce emissions.
I really think that this scope 3, let's say, question is crucial. Just to illustrate for ScienceCo, we emit 2 million tons of carbon for our scope 1, 2, so our own emissions and the energy, but 8 million tons on the value chain, right? So the question of the value chain is much bigger than our own emissions.
Only 25% of the global companies are considering, mitigating their scope 3 carbon emissions and working towards a more sustainable ESG plan. Some of the smaller suppliers, they have no idea what is a scope 1 and a scope 2 emission, and what's to be identified, and leave alone suppliers down the line who they are sourcing from. So if they can't help themselves, how can they help others?